Good afternoon, my name is Maya Cribbs, and today my presentation is going to be about LGBTQ plus communities in high school. Should there be support groups and teachers that have a class that speak about the different sexualities and how it doesn't make you less human to love who you want to love? Introduction. Many LGBTQ plus teens end up committing suicide due to the fact that they don't have a safe zone, or when they're having suicidal thoughts, they have no one to talk to. According to the Child Mind Institute, LGBTQ plus teens are 4 times more likely to commit suicide. Now imagine that being your best friend or your loved one. Child Mind Institute also inferred about 90% of LGBTQ plus teens reported being physically and or verbally abused. Today I'll be talking about the untalked about problems with teens that are in high school and are a part of the LGBTQ plus community, as well as proposed ways for high school students to have a safe place and how it should be included in more of the high school conversations. Now let's look at some of our problems. Many teens in the LGBTQ plus communities are abused, and many of them end up depressed and sadly commit suicide. Family members are the main abusers to these teenagers because they aren't, quote, and I quote, they aren't normal teenagers. In a 2017 survey, 77% of LGBTQ plus teens are depressed, but only 47% of them receive counseling. With knowing that abuse is wrong, what makes it feel right that LGBTQ plus teens have to go through this and not be able to feel the need to express themselves without being judged or shamed? Now that the problem has been situated, let's come up with a solution. High schools have support systems for LGBTQ plus teens. What kind of support systems? Well, in only 3 states in the United States have a support group called GSA, which stands for Great Straight Alliance. In these high schools, it is proven to have less suicidal teens in the LGBTQ plus community and less suicidal teen deaths from that community. This also showed that gay and straight kids were able to express themselves while listening to each other and trying to put themselves in those shoes while still trying to figure out their own problems. If GSA is in other schools and is helping other teens, then why isn't it a mandatory thing in all 50 states in the US and should be in every single high school immediately? Now that we have gone over the problem, what are some benefits? Well, having GSA in high schools across the country can help spread more and more awareness to their community and have them be able to speak out to others more often. There would be fewer suicidal teens, and we would have more teenagers come out of being abused, verbally or physically, and even sexually by family members. This would mean that the 4% of teenagers that are committing suicide would lessen more and more. Imagine being in a world where you could love who you want to love without having the fear of being bullied, ashamed, or even abused because you do not love who else everyone else does. So in conclusion, today I spoke about the problem with teens and being part of the LGBTQ plus community. The solution of having GSA and support groups really does help solve many of the problems. The benefits of having more teens speak up about their problems in the LGBTQ plus community will open more doors and open more opportunities for younger kids who are facing the same problems. If we don't start now, someone that you love or care endlessly about could be part of the 4% and the 90% of more suicidal and abused. If you know someone that is in need of help, or if you are that person that is in need of help, please contact your local school or talk to a trusted adult like a counselor, principal, or teacher. This is why we should have GSA in schools, and this is also why we need to speak more about LGBTQ plus communities in high schools. Thank you.